Okay. In order to finish the Module 5 lab, you guys are writing about maybe 8 different queries. And so the first block of queries have to do with the average. And so you're going to run the average salary on the 4 positions. This is very similar to what you guys did in your Module 3 Excel experiment, where you were looking at average salaries and in counts. So what you're going to do is you're going to run your average salary for the 4 professions, and then you're going to run the count on all 4. And then what I'd like you to do is to copy and paste your output. Go copy. And then I'm going to have you make a new file. So you're going to say new file. And I think you can call this output.txt, whatever. And then you're going to paste that into the file. So on the other end, when you guys upload it to Canvas, I'll be able to see that you were successful, right? Without a doubt. And then the second, so that's going to get, so let's go ahead and save that. So you're going to, once you finish with the averages and then the counts, you're going to download that and then upload it eventually to Canvas. And then to finish, you're going to run sudo mysqldump. And let's do that over at the Linux command line. So let's give a sense of what that looks like. mysqldump will actually back up the entire database. Great, and let's see that that is there. And so exp.txt, that will provide tremendous evidence of all the work that you did. Now, mysqldump will allow somebody else to rebuild your database in its exact form. And you'll notice that the mysqldump is really just a series of SQL statements that if you were to copy this in, it would work perfectly. If you were to copy this in, it would work perfectly. So it's really just a gigantic program that gets generated where that's table P2. And then these are different values that got input. So this is a huge evidence of your interaction. And then, of course, we want to save that. And so you're going to want to download both of those, exp plus the output, and you'll want to upload both of those to Canvas.
You can do it in one sitting, like a previous class. So if you had a hitter history or my stuff, you could log out.
Yep. Let me reiterate your question just for the video. The student was asking whether you need to do all this in one sitting, and the answer is no. And what is different about this lab versus the prior lab is that the MySQL history is only good for one session. So the history of a MySQL session is it gets overwritten every time you get back into the database. So it only keeps the history for one session, which is not great. So you need to kind of keep the history the minute that you log out. But this time it's going to be different. So you're going to have to keep your output while you're doing the queries. So after you've done those queries, you need to copy and paste them right away. And then afterward, the second maneuver is you're going to do a MySQL dump, which you can do weeks later. There's no hurry on that one. So the only thing you need to do when you're in the database is copy the outcome of these queries. The queries disappear. They're a one-time thing. Yeah. Yes. No. Just so the folks, I'm recording a video, just so the folks in the video know what the question was. Sometimes if you do a query and you end up with a null, that's actually an honest result for that query. Does that make sense? What that means is that you've tried to select all the entries, but there are no entries. Null as a word means empty. So there's space for the data, but there's nothing there. It's an empty data set. So it's empty because there were no inventory receiving associate. Now, I find that sometimes there are tiny differences between these databases. I'm not sure why that is. So instead of penalizing people, I'm just going to say, you're the analyst, just report on the data in your machine. That's fine. So no, that's just fine. You just go ahead and give us a report. All right, thank you.